We're all set to go, Josh?
Yes, yeah, we're all set. It looks like everybody's here, Your Worship.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, for roll call, all members are present. And I have a statement I'd like to read for the reflection and respect. For the moment of reflection and respect, I would like to recognize both the heroic actions and hardships being taken on by individuals, local businesses, and other community stakeholders and agencies as we navigate the COVID-19 pandemic. We are in extraordinary times, and as a result, extraordinary measures are being taken. From local medical facilities to grocery stores to individuals picking up the essentials for their elderly parents, friends, and neighbors, there are essential workers out in our community every day during this pandemic. As we pause for a moment of reflection and respect, I wish to recognize these local heroes that are making significant sacrifices on all of our behalf. In addition, please keep in your thoughts all those affected by the tragic loss of life which occurred in Nova Scotia this past weekend. So we'll take a moment for some reflection and respect. Thank you. Thank you. We'll move on to the confirmation of agenda. Could you read the resolution, please?
That Council adopts the agenda for the meeting of April 20th, 2020 as presented.
Okay, someone to move that, please. Councillor Chapman, and seconded by Councillor Oslach. Are there any questions or comments? All those in favor? And that's carried. Okay, the next item. Declaration of pecuniary interest. Seeing none, we'll move on to adoption of council and committee minutes. Minutes to approve. The resolution, please.
That council approves the following minutes. Regular council session held March 16th, 2020.
Okay, someone to move that. Deputy Mayor Anders and seconded by Councillor Charlton. All those in favor? And that's carried. Thank you. Minutes to receive.
That council,
resolution, please.
That council receives the following minutes. Elmer Police Services Board held on February 18th, 2020.
Okay, someone to move that. Councillor Chapman and seconded by who would like to second this resolution? Councillor Oslach. Are there any questions or concerns about this item? All those in favor? And that's carried. Thank you. The next item up is the consent agenda, items A to J. Could you read the resolution, please?
That items A to J of the April 20th, 2020 consent agenda be adopted, save and accept items blank as presented with actions to be taken as noted.
Okay, someone to move this resolution. Councillor Chapman, seconded by Councillor Ham. And are there any questions? Deputy Mayor Andrews.
So I would like to pull C, please, for more discussion.
Okay. All right. And do you have any questions concerning this, Deputy Mayor Andrews? Would you care for someone to answer your questions, or what concerns do you have?
No, I think that we should pull the report so that we can show a letter of support from council, from the town towards the ethanol plant, if that makes sense. If everybody can hear me.
Yes, it does make sense. Would you like the CAO to comment on this?
Yes, please.
Through you, Your Worship.
CAO Rayner.
Yes,
okay.
Thank you. Through you, Your Worship. Staff have drafted a letter of support in relation to the closure of CN that would support the ongoing operation of that rail line. And if council endorses this, we will complete that letter and mail it out to the folks at CN.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm going to ask the clerk a question. How do you want to handle this? Do you want to read resolution now that we pulled item C out? And before we go any further, I should ask, are there other items that need to be pulled from the consent agenda? Okay, seeing none, how do you want to proceed with that, clerk?
Through your worship, with the permission of the mover and seconder, being Councillor Chapman and Councillor Ham, we could reformat the initial resolution to include the pulling of item C.
Okay, and it looks like it's satisfactory with all the members of council. So I guess we'll vote on it then. So all those in favor of this resolution? Okay, and that's carried. Thank you. Okay, just getting to the next item here. It's an action item, and it's report CAO 2720. Could you read the resolution, please?
That report, CAO 2720, entitled COVID-19 Policies and Procedures, be received for information, and that Council adopt the COVID-19 Employee Screening Policy 11.1, Working Remotely, Health and Safety 364, Handling Mail and Packages Policies and Procedures, and Health and Safety 365, Workplace Touchpoint Cleaning and Disinfecting Policy as presented.
Okay, could I have someone move this resolution? Councillor Oslach, and seconded by Councillor Barber. Are there any questions or concerns about this report? Okay, seeing none, we'll vote then. All those in favor? And that's, pardon? Sorry, I thought I missed something. That's carried. Thank you. Okay, the next action item is report CAO 2820. Could you read the resolution, please?
That report, CAO 2820, entitled Revised Pay Policy and Position Descriptions, be received for information, and that Council adopt the Revised Pay Policy 2.18 as presented, and further, that Council endorse the revised position descriptions and associated bylaw appointments as presented.
Okay, someone to move this resolution? Deputy Mayor Andrews, and seconded by Councillor Chapman. Are there any questions or concerns about this resolution? Okay, seeing none, all those in favor? Okay, that's carried. Thank you very much. The next item up is report CAO 3020. Could you please read the resolution?
That report, CAO 3020, entitled Indemnification Bylaw, be received for information, and that Council consider giving 3 readings to the Indemnification Bylaw as presented.
Okay, someone to move this resolution. Councillor Barber, and seconded by
I'll move it.
Councillor Oslach. Okay, are there any questions or comments about this particular resolution? Seeing none, all those in favor? And that's carried. Thank you. The next report is CAO 3120. Could you please read the resolution?
That report, CAO 3120, entitled COVID-19 Emergency Response Update, be received for information.
Okay, someone to move this resolution. Councillor Chapman, and seconded by Deputy Mayor Andrews. Are there any questions or concerns about this report? Okay, seeing none, all those in favor? And that's carried. Thank you. The next item up is report CAO 3520. Could you read the resolution, please?
That report, CAO 3520, entitled 2020 Municipal Insurance Program Renewal Policy, be received for information. And that Council approves the 2020 Municipal Insurance Program Renewal Report for the policy term of May 1st, 2020 to May 1st, 2021, as presented by Frank Cowan Company, it being noted that the total annual premium, excluding taxes payable, is $204,303, and that Council directs the Chief Administrative Officer, Deputy Clerk, to take the necessary steps to renew the town's municipal insurance program for the policy term of May 1st, 2020 to May 1st, 2021 with Frank Cowan Company.
Okay, someone to move this resolution?
I'll move it.
Councillor Oslach, and seconded by Deputy Mayor Andrews. Are there any questions or comments?
Yes, I have one comment.
Go ahead, Councillor Oslach.
Yes, the Catfish Creek Conservation Authority is with the same insurer, and we had a substantial increase this year, really, and we weren't expecting it. And it's quite, it's probably about 20% more, and we basically can't afford it. So the board decided to next year we're going to put up a tender. That's just one comment on the insurance policy.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Oslach. Are there any other comments or questions?
Yes,
Barbara, I have a comment.
Councillor Charlton, do you have a question or comment?
Yes, I was just wondering if we were going to tender it out next year. And has it ever been tendered?
I'm going to turn this over to the CAO because her and I had a discussion about this today, and she gave an explanation as to why it wasn't this year. CAO, could you please update the council with what you mentioned to me today?
Yes, certainly, through you, Your Worship. So just a couple of things on the insurance renewal. The current renewal was identified as a overall market increase of 15%, and then liability increase of 12.5% for insurance programs overall. So overall with the market, although our claims experience is the main driver in the increase, staff are hopeful that the projected claim defense in 2020 are sufficient to cover the overall cost increases. Because of the timing for the renewal, staff is recommending that council authorize the renewal with Cowan. And of note, also wanted to note that Ontario municipalities are having difficulty in obtaining insurance and are significant increases overall. So I had included as a note, once we get through the current pandemic situation, of course, council may wish to explore alternatives for next year's renewal period through issuing of an RFP.
Okay, thank you, CEO Reinhardt. Are there any other questions or comments about this resolution? Okay, seeing none, all those in favor? Okay, and that's carried. Thank you very much. The next item up is report FIN 0720. Could you read the resolution, please?
That report, Finance 720, entitled Quarterly Financial Summary Report, Quarter 1, be received for information.
Okay, someone to move this resolution? Deputy Mayor Andrews, and seconded by Councillor Ham. Are there any questions or comments concerning this? Seeing none, all those in favor? And that's carried. Thank you. The next item up is report Finance 0820. Could you please read the resolution?
That report, Finance 820, entitled COVID-19 Expense Summary, be received for information, and that Council adopts the COVID-19 Expense Summary as presented.
Okay, someone to move this resolution. Councillor Chapman, and seconded by Councillor Oslach. Are there any questions or concerns about this resolution? Okay, seeing none, all those in favor? And that's carried. Thank you. The next item up is Finance 0920. Could you please read the resolution?
That report, Finance 0920, entitled Property Tax Policy Relief Report, be received for information, and that Council directs staff to bring back a report with options to amend the property tax policy relating to the remaining 2020 property tax installment payments due on June 30th, August 31st, and October 30th, 2020.
Okay, someone to move this resolution. Deputy Mayor Andrews, and seconded by Councillor Barber. Are there any questions or concerns with this particular resolution? Seeing none, all those in favor? And that's carried. Thank you. The next item up is CORP 1020. Could you please read the resolution?
That report, Corp 1020, entitled Development Agreement, 52 Chip Chase Court, be received for information, and that Council consider giving 3 readings to the bylaw authorizing the Mayor and Deputy Clerk to execute the development agreement between the Town of Elmer and J. Cousins Holdings for property located at 52 Chip Chase Court in Elmer.
Okay, someone to move this? Councillor Chapman, and seconded by Deputy Mayor Andrews. Are there any questions or concerns with this resolution? Councillor Oslach.
Just a comment, Your Worship, Pete Barber.
Go ahead, Councillor Barber.
Can we get a snapshot from Kale on this project?
Certainly. Could the Director of the Corporate Services please give us an update on this particular resolution?
Yes, through you, Your Worship. This is the development that is part of the overall development at 22 Chip Chase Court. You'll recall that New Hope Transport relocated to 22 Chip Chase Court with their main building over the process of the last year. This is the adjacent lot, 1 acre right across the road, which they bought as a trailer storage area, which allows their business to operate at full capacity at their new location. So this is a parking lot for the most part, but it's a huge part of getting the efficiencies out of the operation that New Hope is looking for moving into the new facility.
Councillor Oslach.
I just want one comment. Of all this tragic going on in the last month or so, this is actually a good news story for us, for Elmer.
Certainly is. Thank you, Councillor Oslach. Are there any other comments or questions? Okay, if not, we'll vote. All those in favor? Okay, and that's carried. Thank you so much. We'll move into new business and matters of urgency. Okay, I don't think there is any. We'll move into readings of bylaws and proceedings thereon. So we'll be suspending procedures. Could I have the resolution for that, please?
That council suspends the procedural policies to proceed with first, second, and third readings of Bylaw 2620 to confirm compensation to Town of Elmer employees and members of council for personal liability sustained in the course of performing duties, and Bylaw 2820 to authorize the signing of a development agreement between J. Cousins Holdings Limited and the Corporation of the Town of Elmer for the development of lands located at 52 Chip Chase Court in the Town of Elmer.
Okay, are there any questions or comments? And I'll need someone to move this, sorry. Before we talk about comments, I better get you. Okay, Deputy Mayor Andrews to move and Councillor Barber to second. Questions or comments now? Seeing none, all those in favor? And that's carried. Okay, so we'll move on to the next resolution, please.
That council gives 3 readings to Bylaw 2620 to confirm compensation to Town of Elmer employees and members of council for personal liability sustained in the course of performing duties, and Bylaw 2820 to authorize the signing of a development agreement between J. Cousins Holdings Limited and the Corporation of the Town of Elmer for the development of lands located at 52 Chip Chase Court in the Town of Elmer.
Okay, someone to move this resolution, please. Councillor Chapman, seconded by Councillor Oslach. Questions or comments? All those in favor? And that's carried. Thank you. Okay, the next item up is inquiries by members. Are there any inquiries by members? Councillor Chapman.
I just wanted to have an update on what the town is doing in support of businesses during the COVID-19 state of emergency.
Okay, I'll turn that over to one of the staff members. I'm not sure which staff member would like to speak to this. CAO, would you like to speak to this?
Certainly. Sorry, I'll start and then perhaps Kale can jump in following, if that's okay.
Yes.
So okay, thank you. Through you, Your Worship, we have reached out on probably 2 or 3 occasions over the past month and have provided certain information that we've received from the province in relation to special programs that, related to employee layoffs, financing opportunities, and other opportunities that the province has provided, so that we've given that to the Chamber and BIA membership in order that they can circulate that to all of their members. As well, the Director of Corporate Services has provided letter to all of the businesses that has been mailed, and offering the opportunity for anyone who is struggling in relation to managing or finding information, that he will help kind of connect the dots, if you will, in order to try and assist our business community in relation to finding the information that they require. And I'll give it over to Kale if he wanted to add anything to that.
Thanks, Jenny. I think that captures it very well. The concern we had reaching out to our businesses was to make sure that they at least had a phone number to call, just to try and help them piece together the overwhelming amount of information that has come at them in the last couple of weeks. We know it's a very challenging time, and they may not know exactly what they're looking for. But they can talk through the situation with myself, and we can try and find the appropriate resources, whether it be the Small Business Enterprise Center in St. Thomas, or different help from the province, or different information on programming that is out there that they may not have seen.
Have other comments, Councillor Chapman?
Yes, I just want to say that as a business owner, it's appreciated the support from the town and everything that we can do to support each other at this time, whether it's business or the community as a whole. It's very commendable what the town has done so far, and I just think we should keep up the good work and we'll all get through this together.
Thank you, Councillor Chapman. Are there any other inquiries by members? Okay, seeing none. Statements and committee reports?
I think
I don't think. Oh. Do
No,
you
it's
have
okay.
one, Councillor Chapman?
I was going to say, I think Councillor Andrews had something there.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to comment on the last item. I'm very active on LinkedIn, and I've seen quite a few posts from Kale regarding a lot of, what's been going on. He's been sharing actively. So I think the town has done a really good job of being very proactive in letting people know what's actually going on and any support that's required by the town. So I'm not sure if anyone else is active on LinkedIn in that regard, but I think that it's important. If you aren't, maybe you should join and start seeing those posts. Kale, our director, has done an excellent job of sharing that information.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor Andrews. Are there any other comments from councillors? Okay, Councillor Oslach.
Yeah, I've seen those posts on LinkedIn, and they're very good, very good. I commend the Kale and CEO for their excellent job they're doing.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Oslach. Any further inquiries by members? Okay, sorry, Kale?
If I may follow up through you, Your Worship, just to reaffirm the message, if councillors are speaking with any businesses in the community, it was in the newspaper, it's my cell number and my email. They can call me when they have any questions, but also it was sent directly to their business mail. So if they haven't been to their business, if it's a closed location, they will find that letter there at their business when they're next in. And again, our thoughts are with our local merchants, and I know it's a challenging time. And through this, I hope we can find a way to work our way through it together. And the LinkedIn site, for those who are looking, we do post through the Town of Elmer's LinkedIn page, and my own personal, I share that information as widely as I can. Also, Mayor French, Councillor Charlton did have a comment. I think he had his hand up as well. Thank you.
Sorry, and I don't have a full screen, so I would suggest people speak up if you'd like to say something. But go ahead, Councillor Charlton.
Yes, through Your Worship. I was walking my dog the other night and I saw some police officers, so I stopped and talked to them for a minute. And I said I was uncounseled, so then they talked some more. And they've had some problems with some RV trailers and the recreational vehicles parked on the street. And I guess you can park on the street overnight, but they were wondering how long they can stay on the street, or even in your driveway. There have been some complaints of RV vehicles being parked in driveways for months. And I know it's complaint driven, so if you fill out a complaint form, it goes in, and if it's dealt with, the trailer or boat is moved. And then if it comes back a week later, do you deal with it all over again? Or the police were looking for a bylaw. They said they spent quite a bit of time looking for a bylaw. I don't know if there is a bylaw per se, or if it's just a complaint-driven issue.
Kale, would you care to answer that question, please?
Sure. Through you, Your Worship. The bylaw that states recreational trailers and parking in residential neighborhoods is actually our zoning bylaw. So it's detailed in our zoning bylaw that you can park from May 1st to, I believe, October with 7 consecutive days in your laneway. So yes, the complaint form is still the way to raise concern about those items in your neighborhood. And I believe each individual circumstance has their own details. However, I would caution residents in town, and I would ask them for their patience during this period. So for example, many travel trailers are being provided to healthcare workers to locate in their driveways so that nurses and doctors and other essential staff can avoid cross-transmission to the rest of their household. And so it's very difficult to strike the right balance of bylaw enforcement and keeping our community working as a community together to work through this pandemic. And I appreciate there are examples of trailers that have been there a much longer time. Those incidents still we can follow up with, but I caution that the community is going to have to work together for this period of time, and the bylaw officers will certainly respond to that, hopefully when we're in the clear a little bit more.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Cale. Are there any other comments or inquiries? Okay, I don't think I see any more, so we'll move on to statements and committee reports. Are there any to share with council this evening? Okay, seeing none, we'll move on to the report of the mayor. First of all, I would like to thank everybody for their support. Council's been amazing during this whole